I'm Sir Tap Tap, and welcome back to Let's Play Bullet Heaven. Let's go ahead and go with Anna. She's pretty good on these. Regular... Parker! You knew I was recording. Can you sit down? Can you be nice? What was I saying? Yeah, it's, I think I said this last video. It's been a while. I meant to do these all at once. Parker! Okay, hang on. Parker is going to be sequestered in another room. Yes, you are. Okay. Let's see if we can finish these levels before he figures out how to open the door. He's done it before. I had something I wanted to say, but now I've forgotten it because of Parker. Oh, I took a peek. Actually, you know what? Let me bring that up. I took a peek at Bullet Heaven 1. And it's aged not as well as I had recalled. I forgot it wasn't really a full, like, the art was lower, I guess, quality than the, like, Bullet Heaven 3. Just take a real quick peek here. I'm not even sure if this is in the right window because I'm recording a screen area. Yeah, obviously a lot lower. The lag is partly because I left Bullet Heaven 1 open, so that's not its fault. But, I had forgotten quite how big of a leap Bullet Heaven 2 is in terms of quality. This thing I'm still the most excited about is freaking controller support. That's still magic. I didn't even know Flash could do that. I'm not sure how it happens. Makes me almost interested in Flash. I still don't want to use Flash because, I mean, so many people just hate it. Kind of unreasonably, in my opinion. For desktop games and animation, it's perfectly fine, in my opinion. But the Flash hit squad's already out. But vector art is so cool, and it makes me sad to see people really hate. Like, people hate on pretty much anything that's like high-res, clean art now, because, oh my god, it looks like a Flash game. That's just silly. There's a lot of great games that are Flash, but, anyway, back to the original point. Bullet Heaven 2 is a bigger step up than I initially remembered. It's really, I guess it pretty much follows the arc of going from, you know, hobby, simple test run project, you know, something a lot more professional. I do believe Matt does do game dev and stuff full-time now. He, if you missed the news, Bullet Heaven, or not Bullet Heaven, Epic Battle Fantasy 4 is on Steam. This game is coming to Steam eventually. I think it might still be a few weeks out, but, uh-oh, I think I missed one. Yeah, with some of these waves, dang. Yeah, with some of these waves, you can actually, if you don't kill everything fast enough, you don't get the perfect wave either. Most waves, the enemies will sit around for quite some time, but it's pretty much always things that are scrolling left to right where you can actually miss something. It's fairly uncommon waves, but they do happen. I just noticed my frickin' shot was still trying to aim at that enemy over there. That's a funny little bug. Speaking of bugs, the game has seen a number of revisions since my first playthrough. There's some usability improvements, there's some cheats has been changed to upgrades, which semantically I disagree with, but I can see how, oops, I didn't mean to skip the dialogue there. I've been practicing and I keep forgetting that there's dialogue, honestly. Yeah, semantically, the cheats really are cheats, and, you know, they add extra features and stuff. They're kind of cool, but they make the game easier than intended, and they reduce your score, so, I mean, they are cheats, but calling them upgrades, I mean, it's a Flash game. People expect upgrades. Oh, and if you missed it, I actually did a stream of me practicing Bullet Heaven 2. For the Let's Play, I kind of need to stop doing this. I need to stop having too high of standards when I don't really have time to meet my own standards sometimes, and then Like, there's projects that I consider really, like, important, and then I don't do them, and I do other stuff first because it's lower stress, and I really gotta stop doing that. But for this game, I wanted to do only on Heavenly difficulty, and go away, mouse, I just noticed that. I keep doing that. I just don't really have... What did I do on Bullet Heaven? I know I set some challenge for myself. I think I didn't want to buy any upgrades, and that's not really a valid challenge anymore in this one. But, I just wanted to show the game as it's meant to be played, but that doesn't really suit itself to a quick, showing of the game. I'm sort of conflicted. I would love to do the stuff full time, then I would have, ample time to play everything and, like, practice before Let's Playing, and, that would be great, but that's currently not on the table. Maybe if I get crazy famous in the future, that would be something neat to do, but, not at present. I am trying to take everything a bit more seriously, because I have missed some opportunities, and, missed some games I could have played early. Undertale is a pretty big example that I really wish I had gotten in there sooner, but I'm trying to stop doing that. Not that that's relevant to this game particularly. Like, frick. Uh-oh. Yeah. It sort of hurts when you miss a bomb, and then if you need a bomb again in that save wave, it just hurts all the more. I was not expecting triple stars in that one. I like that instead of really trying to have a story, they're just cute, quick little skits. And that's something that Epic Battle Fantasy 4 had a lot of. Even EBF 3 had a lot of that, where just in combat there'd be tiny little skits. Like, sometimes they're tutorials, and sometimes they're half tutorials, half jokes. Sometimes they're only jokes, but just short little bits of personality in there. Hold on. I won't accept screw-ups that early. I'm gonna try not to be too picky. Like, I'm gonna do bad at this boss, and I just have to be okay with that. But, I can do better than that. And that's something I kind of like about this game. I don't usually like to force myself to be too much of a perfectionist, but the short levels make it a lot easier to be a perfectionist in this game than most Bullet Heaven games. Because most Bullet Hell games, you'd have to master the whole game in a row. In this game, you can go level by level, and that's a pretty nice little thing if you want to, approach it that way. I personally don't really have the time to memorize entire games and all of that stuff. So while I really like Bullet Hell games, I never really go for super mega high scores. But in the original Bullet Heaven, I did go for, in the original Bullet Heaven, I did go for all S ranks, and I may do that. I don't know. I got a lot more on my plate now than I did back then, though. I kind of miss those days. The one thing I am going to try and do more of is more of the free games, the flash games. Simple, quick stuff, low stress for me, just weird, neat stuff. Because, I mean, you don't really need me to show off something, damn it, major, like something everybody's heard of. So I really like to show off the weird little stuff, but whether Epic Battle Fantasy is considered big enough or not, I don't really care. It's something I've been showing since EBF 3. I've been playing it since even before that. I'm just gonna play them. It fits with my content, but what I really like to show is new, weird, cool stuff sometimes. Like, I had recorded, damn it. I had a session where I just recorded a whole ton of weird alt games, and that was really fun. And like, most of the games didn't even last more than 10 minutes, damn it. And it's kind of neat to just be able to play a bunch of weird games and just have completely different experiences each game. And that's something I really liked about, well, you can still do it, but I mean, Poor Matt. In a B. I like the attitude in some of these little hints here. Playing at low health makes the game easier, but it makes your score suck. The game does a lot of stuff where you're rewarded for doing well, but you're also forgiven for playing poorly. Like, the game gets easier, but your score sucks. So when you play well, you're rewarded with a lot of stuff that helps improve your score. And when you play poorly, you're quote-unquote rewarded with a bunch of stuff that... Hold on. Too early. You're rewarded with stuff that, you know, keeps you alive. It doesn't help out your score, but it does help out, you know, a newbie player that just wants to be able to beat the freaking game. And that gives it... It's almost a sort of dynamic difficulty, I guess. And it really helps a wider range of players get into it, and, you know, it helps nurse you from, you know, newbie player to somebody who can play, you know, at a good level and get good score. Because if the game just completely stomps you from the very beginning, you might not get to a later level. Like, that's something in Binding of Isaac Rebirth. I was never very good at the original, and I couldn't get into it too much. I got to Satan, I believe, only once, honestly. But Binding of Isaac Rebirth, I got the Platinum Trophy in. Now, what happened there? Honestly, I didn't really intend to play it too much, but I unlocked Azazel. I wanted to unlock the characters at least. Damn it. And I unlocked Azazel, and what he has is this like short-range blood laser thing that does tons of damage, and he flies around, which is super useful in that game. And he's super quick, and he's just super fun to play as, but also pretty much on the easy side. And especially for mid and early game, like early game he's insanely good. Mid game he's pretty decent. By late game, pretty much, well, Isaac will definitely outpace him by late game, but he's not really that impressive by late game even. And I think people overestimate how easy he makes the game. But what he does make is he makes the game interesting even at a low level, because you can go in there and you can kill Mom, even without, you know, super great skills. I hope everyone knows Binding of Isaac with that. I guess kill Mom might sound slightly unusual out of context, but I'm not gonna explain it. But yeah, so without Azazel's, you know, overpoweredness, quote unquote, I never would have got into that game probably. I wouldn't have played like the dozens of hours, or I don't even want to know how much I've played it. I played it on PlayStation. I'm kind of glad PlayStation doesn't track time, because I don't want to know, frankly. Damn it. I placed my mic poorly. It's kind of in the middle of my field of view. I would fix it, but not mid-level. We're at wave 12 anyway. We can tolerate it. What was I talking about? But yeah, the thing about Azazel is that you can't beat the entire game with only him, because to unlock lots of stuff, you have to use different characters. You have to use all of the characters, in fact. So just because he is easy mode, you can't experience the whole game with only him. So I don't really think it's a problem. And that's also why I really like the score, or the cheats in this, because you can turn them on and you can turn the difficulty down, and you can actually play the game and get into it. But you know, there's a little something more to it. I believe this is the boss. Oh, it didn't auto advance, but yeah, this is the boss. For the boss, I actually believe Lance is better. When I was streaming, Matt came in the chat, and Matt Rezak, the developer, and said, this cannon blast for Lance. You open the door. This is a problem. I'm fighting the boss, Parker. Sorry, Parker just got on my desk. He said he thinks this is the highest damage per second weapon. I mean, not thinks. I mean, Parker. Okay, can you sit down? I'm like really bad at this boss as it is, and you're gonna actually I have money. Let's check. I already bought most of I think all of the costumes actually. Oh. Oh right, costumes have different effects now. I completely forgot about that. Let's see what our costumes do. Invincibility times. Parker, just sit down. Increases your movement speed, bomb damage, charge rate. Okay, that's better than the others, I guess. But yeah, he added minor non-cosmetic effects to the cosmetic items. I like this ongoing joke of Matt just wants food for, well, I guess pretty much all the games Matt is hungry, but no legs is slightly evil. Was I saying something? I'm very absent-minded today, I'm not sure why. Oh, I am sure why, actually. I got like 5 hours of sleep. I was playing the genocide route of Undertale, and I guess I should have just finished it that night because, I don't know, I was just so excited or something. Oops, I have the wrong weapon. Damn it. I wanted this targeted thing. At first I really disliked it, but there's actually a character in Hitogata Happa. I really need to do some videos of that game. There's a character in Hitogata Happa that has an attack like this. I hope I'm not repeating myself. I said some of this stuff in the stream. At least I think it was in the stream, and I don't know if I'm going to be repeating myself for the people that are only watching the Let's Play. That or maybe you just all watch the stream and I'm just, you know, I shouldn't be repeating anyway, but, Are you kidding? No, I'm not taking a hit on the first wave. I'm sorry. I'm just trying not to be too adamant, because I know I'm bad at this boss. But not the first wave. Parker. Parker? Parker? Parker! Was that a bomb? Or no, that wasn't a bomb. He's in an okay position now, but he just keeps moving. I've actually played this more as Anna, but I kill it quicker with Lance. There's no real benefit to Anna in this fight outside of that. Fuck! Why do I keep doing that? Outside of these little guys, which aren't really any threat. Or if they are a threat, then the boss is going to be the far bigger one. I'm not sure if it's just this boss, but he feels like he has too much invincibility frames. There was a stutter there. I felt that. Alright. I think I explained this before, but one thing about bosses is that getting perfects will actually help you beat the next waves faster. Parker's glaring at the turtle. Because you get a refill of all of your weapon and your sub-weapon. And that'll help you kill it faster, of course. Damn it. There's a couple of waves of this boss I'm just absolute crap at, and hopefully I will get the counter bomb if I get hit during them. Otherwise, I'm gonna have a bad time. Speaking of, I found a thing to practice the genocide route in Undertale, but it's very inaccurate, and I don't really feel like it's a good practice. I think I'll just try and practice that off stream. Music's still good. Was this the first boss? There's a few different boss music types. I believe this is one we already heard for the first boss. There's also optional bosses. I don't think I showed you the optional bosses yet. The optional bosses are really hard. I mean, would you expect optional bosses to be easy? That would be kind of stupid, wouldn't it? Alright. Well, we'll beat it for sure, but our score is gonna suck, but that's... Damn it! You know what? Whatever. What are you doing, Parker? Oh well, that was crappy. That was almost my high score too, that's how bad. I pretty much just made sure I could beat it on this difficulty. I'm pretty sure I've actually done better on later bosses. I just really am bad at that one. This is cruel. Poor Matt. And then Matt starved to death. Alright. Stay tuned next time for... I really like the... Can we see... Let's just take a quick peek at the enemies here, if they're the ones I remember. Oh no, it's just the cactuses. I really like the robot cowboy things in Epic Battle Fantasy 4 or 3. I keep getting 4 and 3 mixed up. I never actually finished 4. I need to correct that, but I haven't really been in an RPG sort of mood. Not that I've had that sort of time. Yeah, stay tuned next time. I'll go through World 3, and I will keep Parker behind a thicker door next time. Yes, I will. Yes, I will.